Celebrities hold a great deal of social responsibility, especially when it comes to what they say and endorse. This is one of the reasons why no ignorant remarks from their side go unnoticed. A few of the most popular people right now have passed some pretty homophobic remarks in the past, and many of them aren't even sorry about it. So stay tuned as we look at the stars who were bashed for their anti-LGBTQ comments. To start with, Vivica A. Fox got into some serious trouble. The star sparked quite the controversy when she stated that the male strippers in Vivica's Black Magic would not dance for gay guys. Yikes. When she got asked if her gorgeous group would dance for homosexual men, Fox straightforwardly replied with a hell nah, and how there is no need for any of that to happen. She sternly stated that the strippers would dance for ladies only, which is why it's named the Ideal Girls' Night Out. And the one thing that made it even worse was how natural this statement came to her. She didn't even seem to think about it. In fact, Lemaire, who was directing and producing the series, wasn't pleased with her statements at all, as he went ahead and informed TMZ that he was severing ties with her because of the remark, even though he is still executive producing the show. He felt that the statements were completely out of pocket and they didn't reflect the team's views on the LGBT community. The director wanted to maintain an open and inclusive space, as he made it clear that the star spoke only for herself, not the company or the show. And then later on, Fox said that she was sorry openly on social media. She defended herself by saying that she has been a friend and an ally to the people who belong to the LGBTQ for years, and that her purpose was never to offend anyone because she's all about love. Coming up, Kevin Hart had to step down from hosting the Oscars. Well, this is why they tell you to watch what you're saying. Between 2009 and 2010, the comedian made some pretty offensive jokes on Twitter as well as in his stand-up shows. In one tweet, for example, the comic threatened to smash a dollhouse on his head if his own child ever turned out to be gay. And that's not where it ends. Considering how in his 2010 special, Seriously Funny, he stated that if his kid turned out to be gay, Hart would be abusive towards him. This clearly crossed a line for most people. He tried to make things a bit better by clarifying he'd never make that joke today, and the only reason he got away with it 10 years ago was the times weren't quite as sensitive back then. Buddy's redemption arc wasn't really going well, as he tried blaming it on everybody else's temperament and how they enjoyed making huge problems out of stuff that isn't really a huge deal. His point was to make the people see how he wouldn't willingly set himself up for failure, but ultimately he stepped down from hosting the Academy Awards in 2018 when his past actions got exposed to the public. He didn't want to stand there as a distraction on a night that is supposed to celebrate talented artists, which is what he tweeted at the time, but he did say sorry for his past homophobic remarks and clarified that he's working on himself. Moving on, there's no way Eminem wouldn't be on this list. We've all seen how the rapper has been chasing controversy with his songs for over 15 years now. After a performance on the Grammys in 2001 of his hit Stan, everybody thought he'd reduce his use of slurs, but obviously that didn't happen. He came under fire once again when he released Rap God in 2013, which had lyrics like "little gay boy looking boy, so gay I can barely say it with a straight face looking boy." But it was pretty clear that the star wasn't gonna apologize, and while talking to Rolling Stone, he said that he wasn't sure how to convey his thoughts without repeating himself a million times, as he's already done before. He talked about how he was growing up and getting used to rapping. He never really connected those phrases to truly mean a person who was homosexual. Instead, it was more akin to referring to someone as a B, or just simply calling someone by a name that didn't hold any real negative meaning. The word gay was bandied around a lot back in this time without any hurtful consequences, and it always came to his own internal fight of wanting to be free to say whatever he wanted instead of having a constant worry about how it could or might not influence people. In the end, he stated that people know his stance very well, and that if someone fails to understand him, he can't do much to change their minds about him. And that was that. Up next, Paris Hilton messed up pretty badly in an audio tape. Things went down pretty quickly when an audio tape of the star from a taxi cab got leaked back in 2012. And what made it worse was was that she was in the car alongside a gay male who was describing to her how Grindr works. He was probably a friend, which is why she seems so comfortable passing the remarks that she did. Hilton could be heard saying on the tape how gay men are the horniest people on the planet and how they're disgusting to her. It didn't just end there, though. Things got a lot worse when she stated that she thinks that most of them are probably infected with AIDS, and how if she were a gay man, she would have been terrified. In the end, she was heard saying to her friend that he'll probably die from AIDS. We don't know where to start with this one because her ignorance is just unbelievable. Talking about an illness that has tragically killed thousands of people in the way she did is just a big no. Her spokesman confirmed that it was actually her in the recording, but stressed the fact that she is not homophobic. What's more is that Paris herself desperately attempted an apology, saying that she was very upset that she had hurt her gay friends and fans, and how she has looked up to them as an inspiration. But what's said and done can never be taken back. Following up, Kim Burrell's sermon was wildly homophobic. The singer had collaborated with Pharrell Williams on the Hidden Figures soundtrack, and the two were set to do media rounds together. But one of Burrell's sermons from the past ruined all their plans as it circulated all over the internet back in 2017. In the video, she could be heard saying that she had come to tell people about sin. This is happening at the Love and Liberty Church in Houston, and then she continued by saying that many men and women have been duped by the warped homosexual spirit, as well as the spirit of illusion and confusion. She entirely invalidated the gay community, making it seem like there was something within them that needed correction, and people didn't take this well. After receiving constant backlash, she responded to the homophobia claims on Facebook Live, saying that there are a lot of folks that she's aware of battling or dealing with the spirit she had mentioned, but she asked everybody if she had treated them unfairly or she'd ever told them that she doesn't love them or that they are going to hell. By clarifying that she doesn't really give that call, she tried to prove that her religious beliefs do not negatively affect the way she treats the people around her. But we highly doubt that people believed that. It was a bit too late for damage control by this point. Williams made it clear that despite having collaborated with her, he condemned any form of hate speech. Finally, Tracy Morgan said some really outrageous stuff during his stand-up set. On one of his stand-up sets from Nashville that was posted on Facebook in 2011, in which he can be seen as stating that a person always chooses to be gay. What's more is that the comedian allegedly threatened to stab his kid if he ever came out as a homosexual. At first, the comedian only offered a apology for his actions, but after he got heavily criticized for his words, he gave out an official apology saying that he was sorry for his choice of words and that he isn't a hateful person. He also clarified that he could have never condoned any type of violence against others. While he is an equal opportunity prankster, and though his friends know him very well and understand his humor, he is aware that the joke caused a lot of harm to people from the gay community, no matter what the context it was in. And that is a wrap, folks. Which one of these stars do you think messed up in the worst way? Tell us in the comments below, and as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss out on any more updates about your favorite stars. We'll see you in the next one.